Welcome back to the Off the Record podcast. This time we're talking to Manteca High basketball legend Tydus Verhoeven. Basketball runs in his family. As you'll find out, he's about to sign his letter of intent to Duquesne on Friday. That is an NCAA Division I school in the Atlantic 10. Another Atlantic 10 team you've probably heard of is Xavier. They just went to the Elite Eight this year. So some great competition coming for Tydus. Been watching him play ball for 3 years in this job. And it took me a while before I interviewed him, but he's actually one of the most articulate teenagers I've ever interviewed, and I thought he'd be a great fit to be our first teenage guest on Off the Record. Here it is, and we hope you enjoy. Well, first of all, people know you around here for basketball. I mean, here you are winning a volleyball league title, too. Is it just something to kind of stay in shape? I mean, how much is it like kind of a passion? How much do you dig doing the volleyball thing?
It was just something really was some of my teammates came up to me and were like, hey, I want you to play. And I was like, okay, be out with the guys. And it's kind of growing on me. Of course, basketball is my thing. It'll always be my thing. But I'm having some fun out here. Some serious fun.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in basketball now, you got to spend so much of your year doing AAU or God knows what else. I know it's fun too. You get to travel, but is it refreshing to have a break?
Yeah, it is. Traveling and for AAU, you're gone. It's one side of the country the one weekend to the other the next weekend. So it's nice to be home, hanging out with friends and family, especially since for college I'll be going away a few weeks after graduation, getting ready for my freshman season.
There is a lot of pressure to kind of play year-round now. For some, it can burn them out. Some love the game so much that it's okay. In fact, it's a good thing. Do you ever feel burned out? Does it ever feel like a job? Or do you love basketball enough that it's just kind of another chance to do it?
It's just, when you love the game, man, you'll just play anytime you can. At times, you're like, man, I'm tired, but at the same time, you get to play.
Yeah.
Because when in the fall, when you're not playing and you're just practicing, you want to be playing. So you relish that chance to play year-round.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a sports nerd, so I know Duquesne, because I've been in the dance, that kind of thing before. I'm guessing some people have asked you, what's Duquesne? Where is it? Kind of take me through your last week and just explain to probably some friends and people around the high school, like where it is, why you're going there, that kind of thing.
Well, some people, that are, like yourself, basketball fans, they understand, Duquesne has a rich history in the game, But, some people are, Duquesne, where's that at? They don't have no idea where it's at. You say Pittsburgh, they think Pittsburgh up here. They don't think of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So some people, and the other people are like, oh, I want to go watch you play. We're all the way in Pittsburgh now. So it's just been trying to, it's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then they start catching on. They start really supporting it.
Because of their success, because of where they play, you might have a chance to play some, amazing programs as well. I mean, they played Kentucky this year. Have you kind of envisioned what that might be like at all?
Of course. That's something you look at through the process. They play in the A-10, which is a great conference as well. But, playing against those, like the Blue Bloods and the Power 5 conferences, that's something I look forward to. And actually, those are the games I have circled on my calendar, already, because I want to really play well in those games.
There's a heavy LeBron James tie with people there, and, I mean, you might even get to wear his gear here coming up. Was that a factor for you at all, or was it just kind of an extra bonus that this could be another element that makes the experience enjoyable?
That's hard to say. I mean, I want to say it was an extra bonus, but it does play in a little bit.
But once it's on your mind.
Yeah, once it's on, you're like, man, not too many programs have that, and that really shows that they're going in the right direction. With Coach Dambrot coming in, he's a great coach. He brought in that deal, and just it's really good situation going on in Duquesne right now.
In talking to your old coach, Brett Lewis, he was saying that he's excited for you, besides the fact that you're getting a chance to play college, that it's going to be a system that really fits your skill set well. Is that something that you found? What specifically about the way Duquesne plays you think will accommodate what you do well?
Just how they want to get up and down. And also just big thing for me is my huge advantage is my ball handling. I'm able to be able to make plays for others and myself. So that's something they really said to me. We're going to use you in that role. They're going to use the LeBron style where he plays with the Cavs with me and trying to create for others and trying to score as well.
What kind of trips have you taken to the East Coast, and what do you like about it? You're almost kind of the inverse from the norms. When you look at LA, you see a lot of people from Chicago and Boston. You got tired of the harsh winters.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing the inverse. What do you like about it?
I've been to the East Coast so many with AAU. You go there all the time, big tournaments out there, and I guess being raised in Seattle, I kind of like the cold a little bit more. So when we moved into California, it was always warm. It was kind of an adjustment for me, but the people out there are great. Just the atmosphere out there, the closeness to everything. You can be somewhere. In California, the drive to LA is 7-8 hours. I can be in Washington D.C. in 4 for there. and just also just the craziness for their sport teams out there. They are serious sports fans out there, and they really love watching their players play.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit before about your basketball lineage. If you could kind of take people through, your family ties to the game, whether it be at the college or pro level, or anything else that stands out to you.
That runs real deep. One of my cousins, Tydus Verhoeven, played in the league for the Trailblazers and another team I don't recall at the moment. Of course, my cousin Grant up at Stanford. I always get asked that question. People think it's my brother. It's not my cousin. It's my cousin. And of course, my immediate family. My grandpa was actually the Southern California State Player of the Year one year when he was in high school. And then my mom, of course, played at Fresno State, and then also made the WNBA LA Sparks. But she found out she was pregnant with me halfway through it, so it's a joke in the family that I messed it up. So it's about that, and just the ties run really deep, just how it's always been.
Yeah, I know you got the eye on the future, but you guys did something remarkable 2 years ago. A school from this county hadn't won a public school hadn't won a state title for 88 years before you guys, and you had such a mix of personalities and skill sets, and it wasn't always easy. As someone who covered you guys a bunch, I could see that, man. How did the chemistry of that team develop over the course of the year? Were there any low points earlier on that maybe helped, whether it be just on-court stuff, or you guys just kind of learning to love each other and play with one another?
It was a lot of learning, new guys coming in, new chemistry from the year before. We started off so hot that year, getting going. I think we won 12 straight or something like that, and then we hit a little rough patch, and that's when we had to adjust. And really, it was we had to learn that we had to be balanced. That's how the best we were. Everybody was scoring, everybody was touching the ball, everybody was doing their own thing. Whether that be getting on the low block, going to work, or trailing for the mid-range or three-point. Kenny coming off pick and rolls, getting blocks, short corner, getting his, those dunks that you talk about. The White, spotting up, getting the three, coming off pick and roll, also creating, but also pulling up, getting his shot. Then for myself, just, getting off that pick and roll, getting to the mid-range, getting to the rim, making also, of course, making plays for others.
You and Kenny are cousins. This is normal for guys of the same age in the family to have a little bit of conflict, and you're very different, at least playing-wise. He's always kind of on the verge of making someone laugh, and I know you can do that too, but when you're playing a little more serious. Did you guys ever have little scrapes or conflicts along the way? Obviously it worked out well and you guys are family, but did you ever have those little clashes during that season?
Oh, of course. At times you're just like, man, we got get straight. We're losing this game. We need, it's good to make people laugh, but at the same time we need to pick this up, and that's just, he's always been like that, and I was always the one, handling the ball, had to be more of a leader, so I was always had that more serious look, kind of guiding the guys on the court. So it's just, of course it was clashing, hey man, we need to pick this up, but overall it wasn't too bad.
One of the major critiques that people have about the AAU culture is that everyone seems to be a teammate at some point in time now, so you don't see as much venom between whether it be college teams or pro teams, because either they want to play together, maybe they did play together at some point. Do you think that hurts the rivalries of basketball at all? I don't even know if you've ever really considered this, but you got the Cavs Warriors now. It gets a little bitter, but it's nothing like the Pistons and the Celtics beating up on each other back in the day. That's part of what kind of rejuvenated the league and basketball in the first place.
That is true. Sometimes when I was in the AAU circuit, you get teammates that played against each other. Hey, that's my teammate. They're shaking hands during the game.
Yeah.
But, so it really depends on the player. Me personally, I hated losing to my friends because that means they had bragging rights on me for the next time till the next time we played, and I really hated that. So I was always going at them as hard as I could. And that's something that you learn, just to be successful, because everybody's looking for that. Coaches are looking for that. Scouts are looking at, reporters are looking for you to be that, and then you really have to take that to heart and just be as competitive you are. I actually watched a lot of the NBA Hardwood Classics on NBA TV to get that. Just be like, okay, they didn't like each other at all. And that's something you watch and you get a hang of.
Say Duquesne, goes to the tournament. You play Oregon in the second round. Do you and Kenny want to guard each other? You're a similar height. You both can play the wing. Would that? Would you want to avoid it since you know each other so well?
It would be kind of fun to guard him. I can't lie. It's something you look forward to. But it's all matchups. If he's playing, or he depends where he's playing. If I'm playing more at the, the 1-2, then he comes in, he's playing the 3-4, all right then. But if we're both playing the 3 or something, yeah, I'll make sure to call him out real fast, because that's family, and that's high school teammates wanted to go at each other.
I like to finish these with a kind of a lightning round thing. What's the best basketball movie you've ever seen in your mind?
Best basketball movie?
Yeah.
I'd have to say Glory Road or Love and Basketball. Those are my two favorites.
What about the worst?
Ooh, that one's tough. It was at a movie. It was the spinoff of Like Mike, like Thunderstruck with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Trying to be. I couldn't get into it. I was like, this isn't Like Mike. This isn't it.
That's straight to DVD too. Best player you competed against playing high school ball?
That one's a tough one. That one's a real tough one. We played a lot of good teams, but I'm trying to think. Make sure, don't forget about that freshman, sophomore year.
You can even just narrow it to the VOL if you want to make it easier.
That is easier. This year we played against a guy, Gary Neal, that lit us up for 40. So I'm saying he's probably one of the better ones.
Is that Capital Christian or somewhere else?
That was actually Rancho Mirage down south.
Rancho Mirage.
And of course Capital Christian, those guys. I know all those guys. Those are really good players. The toughest ones in the VOL. When I was younger, they had Patton, and they had Johnson, and they Nunez, Wyatt. Of course, those guys, and also Western Ranch with Jalen and Fred and Booker. Those guys are all really good players. VOL is such a strong competition. There was no off nights. You were playing against the best every time.
In terms of those league rivalries, who did you hate the most? Sierra, East Union, or Western Ranch, and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Before last year, it would have to be Sierra because we only beat them once. But after that, of course, that saga last year with Western Ranch, that was a rivalry. We were friends. We didn't like each other when we stepped on that court, so I'd have to say Western Ranch.
If you could handpick one player that you've played with at Manteca to come with you to Duquesne and play alongside you, who would it be?
Over all 4 years, or just?
It could be anyone.
I have to say, it's actually somebody from my freshman year. It was Mikey Taffy. Me and Mikey have been close. He really guided me my freshman year. Wait for that.
That might take a while. It's okay.
He guided me really my freshman year. He was a big on the team, and he was always there, best friend, good friends with the family. So I'd want him to come with Duquesne because we were just really tight and be good to have a good friend. I meet a lot of people out there, so it'd be nice to have one friend out there.
Yeah. Who wins the game of one-on-one? You now or your mom when she's about to call for the Sparks?
Ooh. I have to admit that would be a close one. Hate to be cocky, but I don't know if I would ever want to lose to my mom. I have to put money on myself, I wouldn't lose to mama, but her jumper was deadly, but got to get up in her, make sure she doesn't shoot it on me.
Are you 18 yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you 18 by November?
Yeah.
Did you get to vote in the presidential election?
I did not vote in the presidential election this year.
Well, that wasn't my question. I just wanted to see. So 2020, who's going to be the president after that election?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's open-ended. You could tell me Shaq.
I know, that's it. I heard Kanye's running.
Yeah.
You never know. But I heard Michelle Obama's going for it, and then Trump. So, it's so upended. I'll go with Kanye. Let's go Kanye 2020. Let's see if we can get it.
All right, last one. Which Manteca restaurant are you going to miss the most when you're in Pittsburgh, snowed into your dorm?
Ooh. I'd have to say Rocky's.
What's Rocky's?
Rocky's is a burger place in town right over by where the 99, right off the 99, and it's just it's really good. The Rockies are La Costa, and La Costa burrito place. I'm gonna be in my dorm room one day, and I'll be like, man, they don't got La Costa out here. I can't make for La Costa, but I'll have to find some new spots in Pittsburgh.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.